We're only a few weeks away from the Nintendo Direct 2026, and already, speculation and rumors are starting to heat up about what Nintendo could announce. As of right now, Switch 2 holiday sales reportedly weren't as strong as expected, which means this upcoming Direct is especially important. Nintendo will likely need a strong lineup of announcements to build momentum moving forward. According to Twitter user Nintendo Talk, this Nintendo Direct is expected to feature a mix of major anniversaries and third-party titles. While nothing has been officially confirmed, this lines up with Nintendo's recent strategy of leaning on legacy franchises while also strengthening third-party support. If the rumors are true, we could see anniversary celebrations for some of Nintendo's biggest IPs, along with updates on previously announced games, and possibly a few surprises aimed at boosting interest in the Switch 2. As always, take these rumors with a grain of salt until Nintendo makes things official. But with the Direct right around the corner, expectations are already building. One of the biggest video game anniversaries coming up in 2026 is The Legend of Zelda, which turns 40 years old this year. And with Zelda being one of Nintendo's most iconic and beloved franchises, second only to Mario, it's almost guaranteed that Nintendo will celebrate this milestone in some way. That said, don't expect a brand new mainline Zelda game anytime soon. Major Zelda titles take years to develop, and Nintendo has already made it clear that these games aren't rushed. Instead, history tells us that Nintendo prefers to celebrate anniversaries with remasters, remakes, or special releases. One Zelda game we already know is out is Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, which released in November and takes place before the events of Tears of the Kingdom. Because of that, I also expect Nintendo to continue supporting the game post-launch. While we've already received free DLC updates, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo announces 2 paid DLC expansions during this upcoming Direct. If that happens, those expansions would likely include new playable characters, additional story content, and brand new stages. And just like I predicted in one of my earlier Nintendo prediction videos, I think there's a strong chance Ganondorf could become a playable character in the second expansion. A reveal like that would not only generate excitement for Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, but also fit perfectly with Zelda's 40th anniversary celebrations. As always, this is just speculation, but it's exactly the kind of announcement Nintendo likes to surprise fans with during a Direct. In 2021, Nintendo celebrated The Legend of Zelda's 35th anniversary with the release of Skyward Sword HD, featuring upgraded visuals and reworked controls that allowed players to use either traditional button inputs or optional Joy-Con motion controls. Because of that, it's very likely Nintendo will follow a similar approach for Zelda's 40th anniversary. Instead of releasing a brand new mainline title, Nintendo could celebrate the milestone with a Shadow Drop remaster during a Nintendo Direct. And if that happens, my prediction is The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Originally released in 2006, Twilight Princess turns 20 years old this year. It's one of the most requested Zelda games for a modern re-release, especially since Wind Waker already received an HD remaster. A Twilight Princess HD Shadow Drop would make perfect sense. It fits the anniversary, satisfies longtime fans, and gives Nintendo a major Zelda release without a lengthy development cycle. If Nintendo is planning something big but realistic for Zelda's 40th anniversary, Twilight Princess HD feels like the most likely choice. We'll also likely get news on the live-action Legend of Zelda film, which is currently in production and is expected to hit theaters in 2027. Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto is set to give us a full update on the movie. He's already confirmed that we shouldn't expect a trailer just yet, but he will announce who's playing the main antagonist, Ganondorf. I'm sticking with my prediction: it's going to be Idris Elba. He fits the role perfectly, and he has a strong track record of playing powerful and intimidating villains. If cast, he could bring a darker, more commanding presence to Ganondorf that would work incredibly well on the big screen. There's also a rumor that we could be getting a Zelda remake of an older title, and the biggest speculation right now points to Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is widely considered one of the best Zelda games of all time and was the franchise's first fully 3D entry, originally released in 1998 on the Nintendo 64. If Nintendo does announce an Ocarina of Time remake, fans would absolutely go wild. The reaction across social media would almost certainly be very positive. While we did get Ocarina of Time 3D on the Nintendo 3DS back in 2011, a full remake built from the ground up for modern hardware would be something entirely different, and something Zelda fans have been asking for. If this remake does get announced, I'd expect a release window somewhere around summer or fall, and it would easily be one of the most hyped Zelda releases in years. Another franchise celebrating a major milestone this year is Metroid. 2026 marks the 40th anniversary of the Metroid series, and we already saw the release of Metroid Prime 4, Beyond last month. So the big question is, what does this Nintendo Direct have in store for Metroid's 40th anniversary? We could see new updates for Metroid Prime 4, Beyond, possibly even an expansion or post-launch content. There are also rumors circulating about a brand new 2D Metroid game, which would be a perfect way to celebrate the franchise's 40-year legacy. Another strong possibility is a shadow drop or announcement of Metroid Prime 2, Echoes coming to Nintendo Switch Online's GameCube lineup. That would be an easy and effective way for Nintendo to honor the anniversary while keeping fans excited. However Nintendo decides to handle it, Metroid's 40th anniversary has the potential to be a big moment for longtime fans of the series. He also mentioned third-party support during this Nintendo Direct, and that's been a major focus for the Switch 2 so far. We've already seen strong third-party backing, especially with Final Fantasy VII Remake launching on Switch 2 tomorrow, which is a huge win for Nintendo. There are also rumors that the Star Wars Jedi series could be coming to Switch 2. According to an insider, Disney is expected to bring more of its games to the platform, and the Star Wars Jedi titles are reportedly part of that plan. If true, this would be a massive addition to the Switch 2's growing third-party lineup. Another big rumor involves Call of Duty, Black Ops 7, which is expected to release sometime later this year. According to Jez from Windows Central, the game could arrive as early as March. If that happens, we could be seeing the first Call of Duty game on a Nintendo console since Call of Duty Ghosts in 2013, and the first ever Call of Duty release on the Switch 2. If even some of these third-party rumors turn out to be true, it would further prove that Nintendo is taking third-party support more seriously than ever with the Switch 2. There are also a few other third-party games that could be announced either during or shortly after the Direct. One of them is South of Midnight, which was originally an Xbox first-party title released last year. It's already been confirmed that the game is coming to PS5 and Switch 2 in 2026, so there's a strong chance we finally get a release date during this event. Another big rumor involves Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas getting remastered editions. There's speculation that these remasters could release sometime this year and potentially launch on Switch 2 as well, especially since we recently saw the Fallout Anniversary Edition arrive on the platform. If Nintendo does end up announcing these titles, it would further strengthen the Switch 2's third-party lineup and show that major Western RPGs and action titles are becoming a bigger focus for the platform. Well, that's all for now, but if you like the videos, please hit the like button. I'll see you next time.